Morning guys, Kieran here from Carlton Tuning. So we're over in Rotherham for Volkswagen Caddy. This is a 2 litre TDI, 102 common rail engine, and this is everything custom stage 1 tune. So as you can tell right now, we are just doing a general diagnostics onto the vehicle, see if there's any error codes for anything which would stop us from tuning wise, fueling, any turbo issues, boosting. So if there's anything that's actually mechanically wrong with a vehicle, there is certain things that would stop us if it's coming up with timing. There's quite a few things, so we are checking through that right now, but as you can see, all modules are clear with no fault codes, which is a good sign, but then other times it could be a bad sign because has somebody actually gone into clearing them. So what we're going to do now, we're going to start going into the live data of the engine management ECU, find out when the actual last diagnostics clear of all faults was, just to make sure nobody's actually got rid of anything which we might not be aware of, and also check some parameters with the engine actually running under throttle, and be able to actually make sure that this is actually able to be tuned and is a healthy engine. So I'm going to crack on with that, and I'll be back with you very shortly. So after doing live data readings and diagnostics onto the vehicle, I'm happy and satisfied with the fact that the engine is healthy for tuning. So we have taken a read from the ECU. On these vehicles, on this particular one anyway, it's a virtual read from the ECU, so it's not a true read from the actual ECU itself. What it does is match up the software and hardware numbers to download a stock file from AutoTuner Databank. So the file what we are working on is a complete stock file from AutoTuner's Databank, so we are able to tune that up and be able to put that new file onto the ECU. We have already done this, so I've got over here to right. Let's continue with that. And this will start writing on the new data to the ECU now. This should generally take on these, it'll take around about 10 minutes to write on the new data, and then I'll be able to take this for a test drive and make sure everything's operating correctly and it's performing as I'd be happy with. So there we go, that's started. So yeah, I'll be back with you as soon as this is successfully iterating. As you can see, there will be some warning lights that do appear on the dash now and start flickering, with communication to different modules and the instrument cluster getting interrupted while we're writing the new file on the ECU. So these do all go away afterwards, don't worry about that. But yeah, I'll be back very shortly with you. So as you can see, we are still writing. It is nearly complete now though. Nearly 80%. You can't say don't love a coffee in the morning. Ooh, definitely needed. Definitely a nice wake-up call. So this model particularly is running 102 brake horsepower with 250 newton meters of torque. With this custom stage 1 tune onto this should now be running approximately 180 brake horsepower with 375. We can't say exactly what it's pushing as it isn't on the dyno, so we aren't sure what it's actually pushing beforehand. You get the manufacturer rating of what a vehicle is producing from factory. They don't all see that. In all fairness, not many of them do. Some of them push more, some of them push a little bit less. So these are just approximate gains. If customer wants to find out bang on what it's running, it will need to go onto the dyno, which we do have a 4-wheel drive dyno down at our unit, so that is possible for him to come down as well and find that out. So I'll be back with you as soon as this is completed. So I'm back again, and that's the file all written onto the vehicle. So what we're going to do now, do another scan, because they'll throw up a bunch of communication faults with control modules due to the fact of it cutting communication with other control modules from the ECU while we're writing on the new file. So we'll go into all that. Sometimes the tuning tools will clear those codes, but not all the time, so we'll have a double check and then be able to raise those if it has thrown some up. There we go. So we've got one already. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to let this continue. Back with you as soon as this is done. So that is all complete. I'll give you a last start up. Just give it a second to idle out correctly. There we go. It's not the warmest of days today, as you can see. Rightio, so what I'm going to do now, pass key on, let them take it for a test drive, and I'm going to wrap this one up. So what I'm going to do, I'll be back again with you on the next one. I think we're off over to Sheffield now, so go down there and see what else we've got. So I'll be back again with you guys shortly.